Sorry, forgive the sound of the washing machine in the background. Been living in the Goldstar Liberty Tourer for over a year, and I just want to do another review on where we're at with it, what I think of it, the problems we've had, the resolutions, and just the overall picture. So there's a design problem with the Liberty Tourer, and that is that the Caravan's very front heavy. All the storage is at the front, the bed is at the front and use underbed storage, the tunnel boot is at the front, and there's virtually nothing in the rear end where you can store anything. Which wouldn't be a problem, except the Caravan's already relatively front heavy. The maximum bull weight on my towing vehicle is 300 kilos, and the bull weight on the Liberty Tourer unloaded is about 280 kilos, so we had to be very creative about how we pack the Caravan and always have to keep a close eye on the bull weight to make sure it doesn't go over. The Caravan in general has been very livable. We've often had guests come and stay with us. The club lounge easily converts into a very comfortable double bed. It's very convenient, the fact that we can close off the different rooms, so it's fantastic for just travelling around ourselves or for guests. It is a fairly large heavy Caravan, and we chew up between 16 and 20 litres per 100 kilometres when we travel, so we have to be mindful of fuel consumption as we go. I like spending most of my time off-grid, and the solar system that came with the Goldstar was utterly inadequate. It could not keep up with the power requirements, so I decided to install a more elaborate solar system. Big shout out to Bill for all your help with helping me set up this solar system and all the other help that you gave me as well, and advice. So this is the solar controller installed for the solar system. It's an MPPT controller. Cables run up to the panels up there, the 4 max-rate panels, and then these cables run down behind the fridge and just connect onto the battery. So this solar panel only charges the battery. The original solar system which Goldstar installed actually powers everything else, so it's just a battery charger. It's really effective. See it right now, it's actually bringing in around 19 amps of power, 19 amps of power, which is a bucket load. Even in really cloudy conditions it can bring in 6 to 7 amp hours of power. It's very, very effective. MPPT controller, so it tracks the maximum power point, which gets your optimum power out of the panels. The panels on the roof are really cheap. They're just cheap eBay max rate panels. They didn't cost, I think, a few $100s it cost me to set them up. There's two 200 watt panels up there, and then 2 100 watt panels. So 600 watts in total. It's the washing machine going. The washing machine's currently running on the solar, chirping away in the background. Yeah, it works really well. I had no problems with it. It's been in here for about 6 months now, and we just don't have any power problems, you know, even in really cloudy weather. So yeah, fantastic. This was I can't remember how much it cost. I got this one off eBay as well, and it was just a cheap no-name brand MPPT controller, but they had lots of good reviews, and I have to say it's really good. The NovaCool fridge that Goldstar installed has been an absolute success. It's been totally reliable, no problems at all with holding its temperature. It uses a bit of power, but the solar system installed keeps up with it quite nicely. See, at the moment it's holding sort of 8 degrees and -3 in the fridge. Yeah, it has no dramas keeping everything cool. And it's got in the freezer, it's got a little freezer section which is a lot colder than the rest of the freezer, so it's probably about -5 or -6 in there, which is good for ice cream. So yep, fridge is fantastic. So this is the knob for the fridge selector from DC to AC. Knob keeps falling off, so that needs to get fixed. I installed this water gauge under the air conditioning controller. You press the button and it shows you how much water is in the tank. This comes in really handy because I like to run with only a small amount of water in the tanks when I'm traveling to keep the weight under control, and that is about perfect. Just about less than a quarter of the water in there. Enough to do the dishes and do a few basic things, not for doing washing or having lots of showers or anything like that, but just a little bit, and then I fill it up when I get to my destination. Very handy little thing. So these drawers, when you go around corners, can sometimes slide out. They do have catches on them to prevent that, but if you go around a corner a bit too quickly for any reason, they can slide out. And I've had this one come out a couple of times and actually damage its runners. So Goldstar was kind enough to fix the damaged runners, and I just attached these, which you can get from the baby safety section in Bunnings, and you just clamp them on like that, and then you don't have a problem while you're driving around. They don't slide around or slide out, so I recommend putting those on just for the safety factor. The shower cubicle has developed a structural crack, so the entire shower needs to be replaced. There is also, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's cracks and scoring all through one side of this this door. They were there on purchase, they didn't happen in transit or through an accident, so that needs to be replaced. The kitchen window has developed a leak. If we're getting rain coming in on a slight angle, it generally leaks through here and leaks down onto the bench top. Side bedroom window also leaks. Slight leak from the bottom when rain's coming in, and the worst one of all is the window at the bed head leaks and saturates the mattress, so that obviously needs to be fixed. All 4 of these stabilisers, which are used to prop the caravan up, have stopped working. The legs don't come down properly. You can see it rotates and the leg doesn't move, it just rotates freely. All 4 of them are like that. I've been told that actually they put the wrong size on here. These ones are too small and haven't been able to take the load, which is why they've busted, so they're going to put some heavier duty ones on. Okay, this awning isn't sitting in its groove properly. It looks like the tube is too short, so the end of the awning, this end of the awning is loose, and when the wind picks up it really flaps around. So hopefully they'll fix that. So this is what happens when the wind blows. Not so good. So there's the crack here on the bench top caused by this screw here. I'm just afraid that it will spread. The boys are going to try and fix it with a resin, so let's see if they can make it look good. We'll find out. So this blind is gone. These blinds are a pain in the butt. They often bust, so it doesn't have any tension and it won't roll onto the roller down the bottom. So hopefully they'll replace that. So from my previous review, I had lots of problems with the jockey wheel braking. It just wasn't up to the job. Goldstar replaced it with this one, and this heavy duty jockey wheel has been fantastic, has no problems lifting up. It is quite large though, so a bit tricky to get under the van. Okay, hopefully they'll fix everything, see what happens. Left the Goldstar at the factory again for the day and headed down the beach. Okay, so the screen's fixed. The slide's fine now, retracts, which is good. Haven't had any problems with leaking from the windows, and it has been in a bit of rain. Nothing torrential though, so wrong time of year, so we'll see how it goes, but looks like the problem's fixed. So the repair on the crack on the bench isn't perfect, but it's definitely not going to split or spread anymore, so that's the main thing. I could always put something over that to make it pretty. It's not actually that noticeable unless you really look at it. It's obviously not perfect, but not too bad. Okay, we have a brand new shower cubicle installed. The wheels are all new. Took a couple of days for them to install it, but haven't had any problems with that. Newly installed heavy duty stabilisers seem to be working fine. Awning is fixed, but got the other tube starting to pop out now, so I might have to be fixing it again at some point in the future. Right, this knob is fixed. It's glued on, doesn't come off, works fine. So this is the shower door, the one that was cracked and scored. Actually had a bit of a bump while I was driving and the thing derailed and shattered. So the other one was fine, didn't have any problems, but I think this one was not in very good condition, which caused it simply to fall to bits. So yeah, they didn't want to replace it, but I might ask them again in light of what's happened, and maybe they'll oblige me, otherwise I'll have to buy one. So the Goldstar has proven to be really good for off-grid liveaboard, except for all the minor problems that it seems to have. I found the factory to virtually every system in the caravan is 12 volt, which makes it perfect for off-grid operations. And once I updated the solar panels, pretty much everything worked. The only 2 items in the caravan which I can't get to work off the 12 volt system is the air conditioner and the microwave. And if I want one of those, I need to either plug into a 240 volt system or run a generator. The caravan can carry 160 litres of water, although I tend not to carry it when I'm travelling because of the weight. I also have a 160 litre tub on the ute, which I use to refill the tanks on the caravan. Yeah, overall, really good for living off-grid. I love it. So as per the previous review, this is a cheap caravan. It does have some problems, but I think overall, for the amount that you pay for it, is actually a really good caravan. The shell is held up really well, it's strong, and the factory is willing to fix the problems as they come up, which is essential, really. Definitely some quality control problems with the manufacturer. However, if I had my time again, I'd definitely buy another one. I must admit, I really love this caravan. Love spending time in it. Really enjoy coming to it after a day out. It's my home on the road. Thank you, Goldstar. If you enjoy this kind of positive adventure content, please like, subscribe, and check out a few of these other adventures.